Ready? Okay, so I'm Abby Webb, and I will be teaching you guys about the long-term effects of intense training on the young gymnasts. So my objectives for today, you will be learning about the growth plates in the body. You will be learning the risks of growth plate injuries, and then the positive and negative outcomes that come from the hard training on these young gymnasts. And then afterwards, you'll be able to identify the areas of where the growth plates are. You'll form your own opinion, and then you'll be able to identify the common injuries that the gymnasts deal with at an older age. All right, so my question for you guys to think about during this, and then you'll have to end up coming up with your own position at the end, is do you believe the training to be a strong, talented gymnast at a young age is worth slow growth and pains in the growth plate areas of the body? Okay, so starting with the negative effects, the intense training on the gymnasts caused them to end up having slow growth, which is because of the muscle mass they gain compared to their bones still developing as they're growing as a kid. And then there's also potential eating disorders when it comes to the coaches being hard on these children to be the best they can be, or to make sure they're always in shape to do certain skills that are required for, to be the best. And then there's when you, as a gymnast, if you continue with gymnastics, as you're older, you end up getting these pains and aches in these areas of where your growth plates have trouble developing, in the ankles, back, wrists, shoulders, knees, elbows, and heels. So from my personal experience, I have weak wrists, but they're like, it's kind of like an irritating pain. It's not like anything serious. And with, so like say the Woodinville gymnastics team, you will not meet one gymnast that does not have any area of pain. It's in there. We have braces. If you look at us as a team when we're like at practice, it's like braces on the wrists, braces on the knees and the ankles, and the heels sometimes as well. They'll have little pads on their heels. Okay. So I'm going to pass out a little thing on your growth plates. On here, there's it shows the growing long bone and the mature long bone. So as the bones are growing, it shows that there is epiphysis and then the metaphysis. And between those is where the growth plates are. And so in the growing, if you look in the growing long bone, it shows, the actual growth plate. And then when it's mature, it's the epiphyseal line. And then, let's see. So on here, this is just a picture I just wanted to have up here, and it was just to show where the the main growth plates are. And so outside the parentheses are when they're developing, and then in the parentheses are when they are grown. And so you can kind of see just where they are. That's like the same areas where we're always injured as well. I have that up there. Okay. And then another sheet, if Jared can pass this out. Okay, so as you are looking now, these are all the, just a couple of the braces we wear. So those are the wrist braces, and they kind of like they just make it kind of feel better when you're tumbling. We call them wristies. And then, okay, so we have the knee, the ankle, and the back brace. Knee is not, actually the knee ends up being pretty common because the landings and our tumbling end up causing that stress that Jared was trying to ask me about. And then the back is it takes a lot of flexibility to do the things we do, and so that also causes stress on the spine. And then the ankle, that one, it's all, they're all like stress related, but when it comes to like shoulders or the wrist as well, the muscles that are gained in around those areas also cause it to hurt. Does anyone have questions? Now I'm going to move on to the positive effects. So participating in a sport like gymnastics, it gives you the ability to, one like little one is, it gives you the ability to see what it's like to succeed and what it's like to not succeed. And so you can see when you put in a lot of effort, you're gonna find a reward because, you know, doing tricks the way we do and making the tricks and then like, you know, continuing to get better at these tricks, that you see it, or you feel it and you see it when you get it, if that makes sense. And then growing up, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Obviously, we're healthy, we're fit. When you're in a gym more than maybe I was, you're obviously going to have a great body, you're going to be in shape, you're going to know what to eat, you're going to know, you know, what's good for your body, and so that's always a plus. And then you're not only stronger physically, but mentally. You're able to go through disappointments or any successes as well very well. You take them in nicely, like if you, death in the family, you're able to like cope with it, because in gymnastics it takes a lot of mental capabilities to get through a lot of, like it's a very frustrating sport if you're not making your tricks or something. So, or you know, if your coach is really hard on you, you're kind of like, it's easy to get through hard things. Okay, so I'm going to go into a video. Does anyone else have questions before I start it? Okay, it's about 15 minutes. It's a little documentary. After the video, questions or any opinions that you want to bring up? So anything else? Go ahead, Jared.
What kind of...
So on my old high school team, I've had girls that grew up in gyms to where they were working, you know, that 7 to 8 hours a day or something. And then I've had my aunt who ended up having an eating disorder because her actual coach told her she needed to lose weight. And so she ended up going through this hard time, and I think she still is affected. I think she still has to like go to the doctor every once in a while. But nothing personally, just people around me. Okay, so me growing up, I did 6 to 8 hours a week, not a day or anything. And so, which is not, obviously I've already mentioned, it's not a big deal. And it's like nothing dramatic compared to what certain athletes will do when they're actually, you know, living at the gym and, you know, getting homeschooled and everything. What side would you take? I would like you to discuss it in your groups for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll have a big group discussion, so, yeah. Oh, I'll put the question back up to get more specific. Yeah.
I think eating is a good thing.
What does everybody think? I want to hear like opinions on the issue, and maybe both sides, hopefully. I don't know. All right, go ahead, Thomas. Awesome. All right, go ahead.
In contradiction to Thomas, I actually think...
Okay. Jared.
I kind of agree with Thomas.
Anybody else? Go ahead.
Okay, so I did the gymnastics thing for like 4 years, but
Yeah, did you want to?
Well, it's kind of the same thing. Like, I feel like people who
Yeah.
they just kind of
Yeah. Anybody else?
Abby, when did you start?
I started at 3 years old.
And I agree that it is a choice, but because gymnasts have to train so hard and so early, do you think 6, 7, 3 is really an age that they can make that call? From your experience too, and from people you've talked to.
Well, you're saying like the athlete makes the call over the parents, you're saying? Like,
Yeah, because at that point really isn't it the parents more? Because are they old enough to make that decision?
well, obviously, like, you know, 3 years old, you know, the parents, you know, you always start the kid out in some sport, and then eventually, you know, I think at 6 and 7, they're able to, you know, start realizing if they like it or not. But it's also how hard the parents are on the kid and how hard the coaches are on the kid. But
So then in your opinion, what age do you think a gymnast could make that call intellectually for the benefit of themselves, totally on their own call?
I think at any age that they realize that if they if they think it's okay or not, or if they are not, if they don't like it or not as well. Just whenever they can.